Hello everyone and welcome to Varamore Things. Feel free to follow me and subscribe to see more of my content. Thank you and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel for another much requested Affinity video. Before starting with this league, I wanted to thank you once more for all the support I'm receiving, and I really would like you to join my Discord channel, so I have someone to talk about my crazy ideas I'm working on right now. We got past 100 subscribers, which is really something wow. Just wow, guys. Thank you. So, it took me much longer than expected to make this video, because I tried several different versions of the deck. I tried the deck with Patchwork Automatons, Frogmites, Welding Jars, but none of those builds got any good results. In fact, I had many disappointing runs, like 2, 3 or even 1, 4, and I was getting really frustrated. So what I did is taking the original list I got the 5-0s with, you saw in the previous videos, and try to work with that one instead. So here we are with just few changes. First of all, we are now playing at 17 lands instead of 16. I cut one Myr Enforcer for that purpose. And I also cut the main deck Tormod Crypt, and I instead put a main deck Pithing Needle. More changes are in the sideboard, where I cut one Dispatch and one Pithing Needle to add 2 Metallic Rebuke. The rest is the same. If you like my content, please subscribe to the channel. This will give me the motivation to keep going with these videos. And if you don't like, please let me know why and what I can improve to make this channel more entertaining. Last but not least, all these cards are used via the card order loan program. Just by paying $4 a week, I can rent the entire deck. Link to this service is in the description, and as I already said, I'm not sponsored or anything, and I just like their service, which is fast and intuitive. With no more hesitation, let's hop into today's league, where we faced a famous streamer, the trophy leader in friendly leagues, and many more scary players. Let's jump into it. Okay, as I was saying, here we are, match number 1 against W Zanodi, the current trophy leader in friendly leagues, with more than 10 trophies won. We are on the play, we start slow with Razortide Bridge tapped. Opponent voted Foothills and pass the turn back to us. We play Tanglepool Bridge tapped and a Springleaf Drum. We kind of want to go in the mid game here by casting everything we have on turn 3 or 4. So we go Haywire Mite, Springleaf Drum, Thought Monitor. Opponent fetches, Lorien revealed, and 10 dead on the Haywire Mite. We tap in response, adding 1 blue mana to cast another monitor after this one. We draw 2, we go with the second monitor, we draw 2, Enforcer and Sojourner's Companion with Up the Beanstalk in our hand, and also an Ornithopter. Insanely good start for us. It's gonna be tough for him to keep up. He dead and gones a monitor and Linen Binding an Enforcer. We draw a Memnite, we cast a Beanstalk, drawing us an Sojourner's Companion. We play it, we draw with the Beanstalk. We play the Thopter, the Memnite, and we go to combat. I don't know why I attacked it with the Thopter, but who cares, I guess. Opponent down to 8 for them to come back from here. Opponent passes. Opponent ice and another ice on the 2 Sojourners. We attack, opponent down to 5, we play the Tanglepool Bridge, we pass the turn. Opponent, Shardless Agent, into Crashing Footfalls, okay, into Scion of Draco. We draw, we go Pithing Needle on Lorien revealed, we attack with the 2 Sojourners. Opponent blocks with Rhinos. Now this opponent plays Omnath. Now this isn't looking good for us. Opponent is turning the tables. We draw a Saga. We go in for 2 damage with the monitor and we play the Saga. Opponent gains some life with Omnath. Opponent attacks. We take and we go down to 8. Our opponent Leyline Binding to the Beanstalk. We play another Saga. We attack. Our opponent down to 7. This is not looking good for us. Our opponent plays a Lorien Revealed and attacks. We block with a Ornithopter. End of turn we make a big construct. We make another big construct. The opponent fetches, gaining some life with Omnath. We grab the Shadowspear, of course. We equip the Shadowspear on the monitor, so opponent has to choose which creature to tap or remove, and he chooses to tap the construct. So we can get some lifelink here. We play the Enforcer. We move the Shadowspear on the Enforcer. I choose to do so because if the opponent removes the construct with the Shadowspear equipped, we are pretty much dead. So opponent here has to choose if he wants to prevent us from gaining some life or removing the construct or tapping it or whatever. Our opponent another Lorien Revealed, and then opponent just concedes. We are 1-0 in match number 1. Let's go and see game number 2. Game number 2, we won game number 1. Here we have to mulligan to 5 to get a decent hand. We choose to keep a Metallic Rebuke, a Springleaf Drum, and an Urza Saga. Our opponent starts by the way, we sideboarded out the Pithing Needle and in the Metallic Rebuke, and we boarded out an Enforcer and in another Metallic Rebuke. We also boarded out the Paradise Mantle to bring in a Dispatch, and we also boarded out, I think, the Pyrite Spellbomb for another Dispatch. We go with the Emry, that as usual instantly dies to Dead and Gone. We are trying to execute a Saga plan here. It's not gonna be easy. Opponent Violent Outburst. And here comes the first Rhinos. Yes. It's gonna be tough. You see, I don't really like Metallic Rebuke in situations such as this. It's not of much use. And even Dispatch here, since we have Glimmervoid, is almost useless. Our opponent tries to Dispatch to fire, and we Dispatch in response, but opponent has Force of Vigor. I should have knew that, and I just concede because I misplayed here. I heavily misplayed. I should have known about that, and probably shouldn't have cast the Dispatch. I was stupid. Maybe I should have just, I don't know, Metallic Rebuked the... I don't know what better could have I done here. But on next turn, more Rhinos on the way, so I don't think I could have done anything this game. Okay, so let's proceed and see game number 3. Here we are, game number 3. The sideboard stayed the same. We are now on the play. We start with, as usual, the Tanglepool Bridge. We keep the Bauble because it's not of much use now, and we don't want to reveal what we have in hand to our opponent. We want to use the Bauble to draw some cards or just some affinity count, so we're keeping the Bauble in hand for now. We play an Up the Beanstalk. Opponent responds with a Lorien Revealed, grabbing a Triumph. We now play the Mishra's Bauble. Opponent. Triumph tapped. Pass the turn. Back to us. Memnite. Saga. And now we can play Cranial Plating and Thoughtcast, drawing us 3 cards. Another Bauble. I'm keeping Baubles because I want that affinity count for next turn, where I can play so many cards if opponent does nothing. Opponent... Oh, Brother's Hand. Now we must crack Baubles, because otherwise they will just die. Yeah, we will draw some cards, but opponent slowed us down a bit. Okay, we draw. We go Thoughtcast. No, sorry, Darksteel Citadel, Springleaf Drum, Thoughtcast. Okay. So we're not playing anything here because we don't have enough artifacts to play the monitor or something else without preventing us from creating a big construct. You know, you always have to make the construct over something else, because in terms of mana per value, constructs usually are always better. We grab the Shadowspear just to be sure to win a race. Oh, we have 2 Beanstalk on the battlefield and we start. Sojourner, drawing us 2 cards. Sojourner, drawing us 2 cards. Enforcer, drawing us 2 cards. Another Enforcer. Insane. Insane, guys. And the opponent writes, "Come on," in chat. Maybe he's impressed. And as you can see, once the engine starts going, there is no stopping it. And we beat the current trophy leader, and we proceed to grab the first win in this league. And match number 1 is ours. Now let's go and see match number 2. This time we are playing against Duck Faden, the guy who inspired me to start my own channel. I would say a famous streamer. Well, more than streamer, well, content creator. So we are on the play. He usually plays some strange brews that I don't know about. So I'm pretty much excited to see what he's playing. We go with Emry, that mills us a Memnite in the Pyrite Spellbomb. I'm keeping my Thoughtcast in hand because I don't know. Yeah, you see why. Maybe if he plays Fury, then he fucks up everything. So we just keep our Thoughtcast in hand. We cycle the Sojourner and grab a Tanglepool Bridge. So next turn maybe we can play Doubt Monitors. Okay, so Vesuvian Drifter. This card is super scary. At the beginning of each combat, you may reveal the top card of your library. If you reveal a creature card this way, Vesuvian Drifter becomes a copy of that card. And he, of course, reveals Emrakul out of nowhere. With no tutors, no preordains, no everything. And he just flips Emrakul out of the top with the Vesuvian Drifter, killing us, of course, in the first game. Oh boy, that's so hilarious. I love this guy. I mean, I love this guy. I wonder how many Emrakuls he's playing. I will reveal the exact name because I asked him in Discord at the end of this match because it's so hilarious. But oh my god. Okay, we lost. We lost to an Emrakul flipped out of nowhere on turn 4. So it's completely fine. Okay, let's go and see the game number 2. Game number 2, here we are on the play. I sideboarded out Enforcer, Paradise Mantle, Pyrite Spellbomb, and I brought in, and I think also an Haywire Mite maybe. No, sorry, a Mishra Bauble, and I brought in 2 dispatches and 2 Metallic Rebuke. Our opponent. What is he gonna do this time? Up the Beanstalk? What is he playing? Oh my god, this guy. This guy is a legend. Well, we have our engine going, and we draw so many cards thanks to Beanstalk plus Monitor. We also have Dispatch in case he plays that annoying Vesuvian Drifter. Tuck Fading Fetches for a tapped Steam Vents, and Tear Asunder my Beanstalk. Okay, this is fine. I go Cranial Plating, Haywire Mite. I equip the plating, go in for some damage. Here I missed a little, because if only I played the Pithing Needle, opponent would have been dead now, thanks to the plating. I missed lethal, but opponent doesn't have anything else to do. But we saw that he pitched Congregation at Dawn to Solitude. Congregation at Dawn says, search your library for up to 3 creature cards, reveal them, then shuffle and put those cards on top in any order. So, as I'm trying to understand, so he probably responds to Vesuvian's triggers with Congregation at Dawn, putting Emrakul on top and winning on the spot. That's his plan, I guess. Everything wrapped up around Up the Beanstalk, Solitudes. So if threw a Solitude, I think he haven't found any solution to our board state right now, since he is down to 1. And so we just won. Okay, 1-on-1 against Tuck Fading, my man. Let's go to game number 3. Okay, game number 3 against Tuck Fading. 1-1. Okay, we mulligan to 6. Sideboard is the same as before. Opponent. We go Tanglepool Bridge. We keep the Memnite on our hand because we don't want it to be killed by Fury or Death Gun or whatever. Our opponent has a bunch of Triumphs and Plains. We crack the Bauble. We see a Windswept Pit. Opponent Force of Vigor, our Saga, but we top deck. We pass the turn. We don't play Memnite and Topters into Fury. Opponent fetches. Tapped Sacred Foundry passes back to us. We draw a Metallic Rebuke. We pass the turn. Opponent Territorial Cavu? What is this guy playing? I don't counter it because I want to create a construct which the opponent instantly let him banning. Our turn, we probably create another construct. Yes, we do. We go. Opponent Solitude, the construct, pitching on an Omnath. We play all the cards we have. We draw so many cards, but nothing big. We take the damage from the Cavu. Our opponent Jeru. So this card here says, as long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, Jeru and Azrath as Vigilance and Haste. Whenever Jeru and Azrath attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may exile a legendary creature card from among them, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Until the end of turn, you may cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So what happens here is this guy here is trying to look for an Emrakul. Okay, so I played a bunch of creatures, another Thought Monitor, I drew a Sojourner's Companion, many things. Nothing really big. I equip the Shadowspear on the monitor, I attack, bringing down the opponent to 13. Opponent Fury. And I decided to counter this because Emrakul cannot be countered. So let's hope that Jeru fizzle. Jeru doesn't reveal anything, so we actually have a chance. I decide to double block on Jeru to kill her instantly. We are down to 16. We play the Beanstalk. We draw another Emry. We play the Emry. Our graveyard is filled with interesting things. We attack the opponent down to 7. Opponent only one card in hand. Attacks with the Kavu. Draws a card with the Kavu and then concedes because we probably haven't seen anything interesting with the Kavu, or probably some useless cards in his hand. He's down to 7 and he's going to take 6 and maybe more if we play, I don't know, you see Sojourners, we draw something. So opponent just decided to concede. Big up to Duckfaden, this guy is amazing. Go and look for his channel too. The name is Duckfaden07, you will find him. He always plays strange brews like this one with many good results. So big up to this guy. He lost to me, but you see he was brewing, experimenting something new. So big up to this guy, very, very nice channel. Okay, we are now 2-0 in this league. Let's proceed to match number 3. Here we are against Plick. I don't know this guy, but we start. We mulligan to 6. We mulligan to 5. We keep a pretty slow hand. Depending on what the opponent playing, we're not in a good spot. I pass the turn. I don't want to have my Memnite fall into a Fury. Okay, opponent most probably playing Yawgmoth. We play Emry, a Monitor and a Bauble in the graveyard. We equip the Memnite. And we already had 4 artifacts on the battlefield. So next turn we can replay from the graveyard the Monitor. Of course, Bowmaster's turn 2, and we are pretty much done. Because even if I play and crack the Bauble, Bowmasters will do his job. Sorry. I decided to draw because I'm not in a good spot, and of course Bowmaster's pinging me and crewing the army. Haywire Mite, okay. Killing the Saga, this guy, okay. Opponent pumping with Pendulum down to 13. We draw Springleaf Drum. We play a Memnite and we play a Sojourner's Companion. Opponent 2 cards in hand. Opponent gas Yawgmoth. Okay. This is not looking good for us. Oh boy. Archer's Bowmasters just completely destroy us. Doesn't make any sense. I decided to play the Bauble just for affinity pool process. I try to equip the Mantle, but opponent kills. Of course, with Yawgmoth drawing a bunch of cards. Back to the opponent. Opponent. Another Bowmaster. Okay. Yeah, I just concede here. Bowmaster is just too strong against our deck if we are not prepared in the main deck. Okay, game number 2. Let's go. It's gonna be tough for us, really tough. So as for the sideboard, I boarded in many cards. Out all the 3 Enforcers, the Paradise Mantle, 1 Mishra's Bauble, and in Gutshot, Dispatches, and Metallic Rebukes. Our hand is not the best around. Opponent starts with a Young Wolf. We can play Emry. Draw, putting Shadowspear and Mishra's Bauble in the graveyard. Opponent no arches, so we're good. We play Haywire Mite. We replay the Shadowspear from the graveyard, and we can play a Monitor. We play a Memnite. We tap the Memnite. We play a Thoughtcast. We play a Urza and a Sojourner's Companion. That was pretty good. We flooded the board as soon as turn 3. Sorry. Avoiding Archish Bowmaster from our opponent. Of course, this guy plays another Haywire Mite. He only has 2 in the deck, and of course he always sees it. That's pretty much annoying. So we try to equip, baiting the opponent to exiling the Shadowspear with the Haywire Mite. He does so. We go to combat. Our opponent blocks the Sojourner's companion with the Young Wolf. Young Wolf comes back with Undying. Opponent takes 2 from the monitor. We then play a Saga and an Up the Beanstalk, drawing us another Saga. We play the Bauble with Emry. We crack the Bauble, revealing a wall of roots. From the top of our opponent deck, we draw Springleaf Drum. Our opponent 4 cards in hand, playing a Patra, okay. And a wall of roots. Yes. Hoping opponent doesn't have Force of Vigor to crack the Saga and the Beanstalk. As long as the opponent cannot play Archish Bowmasters, we are pretty happy. You see, we play a Sojourner, we draw 1. We play a Thopter, better than nothing. We play a Springleaf Drum. We go to combat. Just with the monitor, because opponent has a wall of roots. Opponent down to 15. We then play the second Saga. We play another Bauble which we crack, revealing another wall of roots from our opponent top. And we pass the turn. We draw 1, another Springleaf Drum. Not the best, not the worst. Wall of roots, okay. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. End of turn, we create a construct, a really big one. Yes, 13/13. But opponent has the Poseiju, okay. Opponent seeing all the sideboard cards. Or maybe he has Poseiju in the main deck, I don't know. Yes, most probably yes. Okay, we Thoughtcast, drawing 3 cards. Not bad. We draw another 3 cards. Not the best, not the worst. We attack with our big construct, 13/13. Opponent blocks whatever he can, takes a bunch of damage, Undying, and comes back. We draw 1 with the companion. We go Pithing Needle on Yawgmoth just in case. We then play a Cranial Plating. And of course we replay the Bauble thanks to Emry, revealing a Nurturing Peatland. We play a Memnite and we pass the turn because we want to stay open to be able to create another construct. The opponent plays the Peatland, cracks it, 2 cards in hand, and then opponent concedes. Opponent maybe was unlucky to not see a Yawgmoth, and even if he did, I had the Pithing Needle. And you haven't seen Archish Bowmasters this game, so I completely outvalued him, but that's nice. Okay, game number 3. Sideboard is the same. I'm curious to see what happens here because I don't feel really comfortable against this type of deck. So I mulligan to 5. I'm really scared. As you can see, this deck often mulligans to not having any lands, which is strange because we only need like 1 or 2, not more. I went Saga turn 1 because with the Thopter I can make a construct on turn 2, which is super strong, but of course the opponent sees Haywire Mite. I was so frustrated playing this game. Opponent gas with a Patra, okay. It's not looking good for us. We have the Beanstalk drawing us a Bauble. We crack the Bauble and we see a card of Calling. We pass the turn. Maybe here I could have played the Thopter and stayed open for Dispatch. Okay, this is super annoying. Not looking good. Yes, okay. Opponent puts a -1/-1 on a Patra and creates a snake token. I should have stayed open with the Thopter so I could have get rid of a Patra instantly. Opponent now has the Soul Cauldron. We play a Sojourner, paying the mana, drawing us a card. We probably should have played the Pithing Needle on Agatha's Soul Cauldron, but we want to get rid of You see this guy here, maybe. Opponent just use it to get rid of our land. Oh boy, it's not looking good. I really didn't know what to do here. Now I got rid of a Patra. I go Pithing Needle probably on Agatha's Soul's Cauldron, yes. Pyrite Spellbomb, but the guy already exiled the Haywire Mite, so whatever creatures he has with a +1/+1 counter on it, Undying or whatever. Oh, of course, the Bowmasters. At least we can kill them on next turn. We resolved the Sojourner's Companion, but this is not looking good. Yeah, as you can see, even if I named Agatha's Soul's Cauldron, this guy can still exile things. Luckily, he exiled the Pithing Needle. And he grabbed a Thopter with Agatha's Soul's Cauldron. I just want to kill these Orcish Bowmasters, and I am glad he didn't break the Pyrite Spellbomb. So I instantly blow up the Bowmasters. And he kills the Springleaf Drum by exiling the Bowmaster itself. Now I attack. Opponent down to 12, only 3 cards in hand. Second main phase, Doubt Monitor drawing us Haywire Mite, luckily. And Springleaf Drum. Okay, this is looking good. We can get rid of Agatha's Soul's Cauldron if needed. Opponent another Bowmaster, of course. Just in time. Yes, okay. Our opponent kills the Darksteel Citadel, as it did before. I attack with everything. Opponent down to 2, I play Emry. And I have a bunch of things I can replay with Emry. Opponent 4 cards in hand, graced. This won't be enough. And we win. We win, we beat Agatha's Soul's Cauldron plus Haywire Mite plus Orcish Bowmasters. This is what happens when you sideboard too many cards and you don't focus on executing your game plan rather than disrupting enemy game plan. So I had some lucky draws, but opponent also had some lucky draws, so this was a fair fight. Okay, we are 3-0 in this league. This is looking good, guys. We struggled a bit. This wasn't easy as last leagues, but I'm pretty confident. Yeah, we can do this. We can grab another trophy. Here we are, match number 4 on the play. We keep this hand. We go Saga turn 1, because thanks to having 2 creatures and a Paradise Mantle, we can create a construct on turn 2. Opponent on you are Murktide. Preordains and Mishra's Bauble. We pass the turn. Our opponent annully hit, and in response we create a construct. 5-5 already. Opponent kills the Thopter. Okay. Our opponent should not attack into my construct. He doesn't have double red to, you know, maybe bolt or whatever. Okay, we make another construct. We go and grab something. We decide to grab a Springleaf Drum in order to be able to play our Enforcers we have in hand. We now have an 8-8 construct able to attack. Our opponent down to 10, with only a Dragon's Rage Channeler and 4 cards in hand. We pass the turn. Our opponent Lightning Bolt something, doesn't see anything via the Surveil, triggers and concedes. Okay, this was a pretty fast win. Let's go. Game number 2. Game number 2, here we are on the draw. We keep this hand even though it's a bit slow. We have Saga. super strong against them. As for the sideboard, I brought in one Dispatch and one Metallic Rebuke, Pithing Needle against Engineered Explosives, Haywire Mite against Alpine Moon. I brought out Paradise Mantle, Myr Enforcers and one Mishra's Bauble. Opponent attacking with Dragon's Rage Channeler. We cycle, grabbing a Tanglepool Bridge. I cycle pretty often with Sojourner's Companion. It's really a good and versatile card. We pass the turn because we want to create a construct. Opponent casts Preordain. Survey trigger puts an Unholy Hit on the graveyard. Opponent's Bauble with Survey puts a Dragon on the graveyard. Opponent now has Delirium. Opponent attacks with a Delirium Dragon Rage Channeler. We take 3 damage. End of turn we make a construct. Our turn. Opponent draws via Bauble. We make another construct, but opponent bolts the construct we currently have into play. So only 3/3 construct. What are we grabbing? A Shadowspear. We are confident. Opponent doesn't have EE. We play a tapped Tanglepool Bridge. We pass the turn. Opponent another Bauble. Survey trigger. Opponent probably playing a big Murktide, but first he's tagging us. We go down to 12. And here comes the big Murktide. Opponent draws with the Bauble. Our turn, we go Beanstalk. We want to draw some cards and not equipping with the Shadowspear. We draw some cards. We play a Sojourner's Companion, drawing us a card. Memnite. Ornithopter. And we attack with the construct. Opponent going down to 9. I have 3 flyers able to block the Murktide. And I really hope opponent doesn't have... Okay, he has 4. If he has double bolt, we could be in trouble. Opponent attacks with the Murktide. I decide to block because I really don't want to fall into double bolt. It happened before. So we're still at 12. We draw. We go Cranial Plating. Opponent fetches in response. Opponent annul. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. We tap and we Metallic Rebuke. Cranial Plating resolves. We play a Thought Monitor. Opponent dress down. We draw Tear Asunder. Interesting. We try to equip the plating on the companion. We attack and the opponent is probably blocking. Yes, he is. Because, yes, I have the Shadowspear, the Cranial Plating, but as you can see, Bolt plus attacking me and having a removal for my Sojourner's Companion could be lethal. I'm down to 6 already. And I cannot move the Cranial Plating at distance speed. I play a Memnite, a Springleaf Drum. I equip the Cranial Plating on the Memnite. I attack. Opponent probably has a removal for the Memnite. Yes, they do. And opponent is stepped out, so we Tear Asunder. Kicking means we can kill the Murktide Regent, and when we go in for 4 damage. Opponent is down to 4, only 1 card in hand. It draws nothing and concedes. We are 4-0 in this league, beating only tired decks. Well, not Dark Faden, but the other decks. Beating only tired decks. We are just 1 game away from the trophy, once more with Affinity. an incredible feature. But we haven't done it yet, so match number 5. So here we are, match number 5, fighting for the trophy once more. We are playing against Devonshave. I haven't heard of Devonshave. I haven't heard of this guy, so I don't know him. We are on the play. Pretty average hand with 2 Mishra's Baubles. We crack one, we see a Flooded Shrine on the opponent, and opponent plays Sacred Foundry into Aether Vial. We see now our Adlin, so opponent is playing humans. We go Emry, Ornithopter. Opponent fetches into a Steam Vents. Plays Lavinia. Oh god, no. This creature completely shuts down our engine. Because, yes, we cannot play Baubles anymore, we cannot play Thoughtcast unless we have 5 lands, we cannot play free creatures. Yes, basically Lavinia kills us. I don't think we can do anything this time. Oh god. Oh boy. Shouldn't this guy have activated Aether Vial once Adeline created the token? To get +1/+1 on the token? Well, whatever. Oh, Boromir, yes. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter the spell. Yeah, so Lavinia plus Boromir, we are pretty much done. Humans is an archetype I really would like to play. Kinda budget too. Yeah, so here I misclicked. I wanted to block another creature with Emry. Sorry, I didn't. But even so, I couldn't have done anything. Just too much pressure. Like turn 4. What is this board state? It's insane. Okay, so we lost game 1, and I'm pretty scared. Let's go. Number 2. Okay, here we are. We boarded in, of course, an Haywire Mite to get rid of his... we had a pretty bad mulligan in the meantime. Vials, and also Dispatch. I boarded out Mishra's Bauble, 2 Enforcers. Opponent, Vial, turn 1. I should have brought in the Tear Asunder too. Opponent, Temple Garden, Coppercut Vanguard, Esper Sentinel. Pretty good start from her opponent. I got Thoughtcast. I have to pay 2 to prevent him from draw a card from Esper Sentinel. Wow. I don't think human it's a good matchup for us. Opponent Question Druid. Okay. Opponent Boromir. Ah, okay. We down to 18. We draw Shadowspear. We equip our Sojourner's Companion. And opponent concedes? What? They have 3 cards in hand, a Vial. Why do they just concede? I don't have anything in my hand. I don't know, maybe opponent didn't want to waste time because he didn't have an answer to the Shadowspear. And I could have just champ blocked his creatures into oblivion forever while finding a solution. I don't know. Opponent just concedes 1-on-1. Game number 3, match number 5. Let's grab the trophy. Okay, so this time we're on the draw. We mulligan to 6. Opponent, no Vial this time. We go Bauble, we go Thopter. We don't crack because we want the Affinity. Opponent, Lavinia, of course, and we're pretty much done already. Adlin, yes. We cracked the Bauble. We see an Esper Sentinel. Opponent attacks. Adeline triggers. We block the token. Yeah, we cannot do anything against that. We just play Shadowspear. We equip the Cranial Plating, hoping to gain some life on next turn. Our opponent floats the board with many creatures, and I don't think we can do anything. This deck is insane, guys. What is happening? Oh, I grab an Haywire Mite. Maybe I can block, and I don't know. I didn't attack here because my plan is to block here, but of course, Talia's Lieutenant. Ah, boy. Yes, okay. We are super duper done. We are super done, yes. I haven't done the math here. Just want to block and see what I can do, but yeah, opponent just destroying us. Yes, and we lost once more to 4-0, then we go 4-1. Well, it's not like I'm disappointed. I really wanted the trophy, and humans isn't really a you see tire deck. They just had Lavinia in 2 games that completely destroyed us. Human is a very interesting archetype. By the way, I'm super happy with the results. We beat W Zanodi, we beat Duck Faden. I'm super happy. And okay, thank you for watching this league. I hope you find it interesting and entertaining as I did. But don't leave this video yet, because a fast wrap-up will come soon. Here we are for the last thoughts on the deck. The deck felt pretty solid. I think that the 17th land was much needed and helped me mulligan less times, even though I had to mulligan almost all the time, but it was better than before. It felt better than before. Also, I kept the Paradise Mantle in the deck for obvious reasons. No, I'm just joking. Paradise Mantle was super useful in a bunch of situations. And also, I tried to play, as I was saying in the introduction, with Patchwork Automatons, but that card felt really not great together with Urza Saga on turn 2, because you want to make a construct, and if you make a construct, you cannot play an artifact, and if you cannot play an artifact, Patchwork Automaton will not grow. So it kind of wasn't working, wasn't synergizing very well, I would say, with the deck. So I switched and put Frogmites, but Frogmites were most of the time useless 2/2, making no pressure and not coming down fast enough to be a threat to the opponent. So what I did was just come back to good old Emry. And I felt like the Tormod script main deck was super useless. So seeing all those sorry. Seeing all those Scales deck, Yagmoth deck, Hammer Time going around, I switched to the Tormod script with a Pithing Needle. In the sideboard, I wanted to try Metallic Rebuke because many of you said that Metallic Rebuke could have been a good card. I'm not sure yet about Metallic Rebuke. It saves us in a few situations where it countered the Fury, or I don't remember, but we used Metallic Rebuke a few times and it was good. Maybe 2 copies, it's enough. What we cannot really cut here is Gutshot, Dispatches, Blossoming Calm, and all these toolbox things here. We can discuss about Tear Asunder and the 2 Damping Sphere, but I like Damping Sphere for now, so I'm not cutting it. Okay, as I already played this deck, not much else to say. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this Affinity video you really wanted to see. The deck felt great. I had so much fun playing it. The engine with Up the Beanstalk worked really well. And I think I'm playing more of this in the upcoming weeks, maybe after Ixalan is going to be released. So stay tuned for more. I don't know yet what I'm playing in the next video. As you can see up here, there's this UW budget control. I'm not sure yet if I'm playing this one or another deck such as Humans, maybe in the next league. But definitely stay tuned for more in the next days. Thank you once more, guys, and see you in the next video. Have a nice day.